Alright, so welcome to The Quest. This is one of those turn-based, grid-based, dungeon crawler games in my favorite genre, fantasy. And I want to talk about video game writing in the context of this game, particularly. There's some okay writing in this game, and there's some really bad writing in this game. So for starters, they have books in the game that will teach you spells, and each book has a little anecdote about how the spell came to be. This charm allows you to recharge a used-up wand. As you touch the shimmering binding of this book, you feel a surge of arcane strength. This enchantment was crafted by the witch Sunish Anan when she found herself in desperate battle with a fearsome behemoth and the power of her wand fizzled. She quickly tallied all the spells she knew, finding none to her liking. She combined them into this superb one. So, very cool little anecdote to make the magic feel more alive in the world. And also, much like one of my first RPGs, Oblivion, they have books, and the books actually have stories, and they're pretty okay. This book in particular has a fairy tale, which I thought was quite cute. Once there was a young man who vowed he would never marry any girl who wasn't a princess. One day he went to the palace to ask the king for his daughter. While the king was not pleased, he said, "In 8 days you must tame 3 horses that have never had a master. The first is pure white, the second a foxy red with a black head, the third coal black with a white head and feet. You must also bring as a present to the queen, my wife, as much gold as the 3 horses can carry." The young man had no idea how he would do this, but luckily the princess had heard everything and thought him so handsome she wrote him a letter that she sent to him secretly. That night, when her father was asleep, she crept softly into her father's chamber and took out an enchanted knife from the chest where he kept his treasures and hid it carefully in a safe place before she went to bed. When the princess's trusted servant brought the young man to her room, she gave him instructions on where to find the 3 horses her father desired. Once found, he had to draw the enchanted knife and let it bathe in the sun's rays until the whole meadow danced with sunshine. Only then would the horses follow of their own desire. When you have them safely, she told the boy, look about till you see a cypress tree whose leaves are gold. Dig beneath it with the knife, and you'll find 3 bags of gold. Throw those on the horses, lead them back, and claim me as your wife. The young man did as she said. He found the horses, the tree, and the gold, and went back to the king. When she saw him, he wondered how he had accomplished this task, but did not want to ask. After the marriage ceremony, he asked the young man what he wanted as a wedding present, to which the boy answered, "Noble king, all I desire is that I may have your daughter for my wife, and enjoy your enchanted knife forever." So it's cute, it's sweet, it's nice to just have a little fairy tale in your fantasy game. Awesome. Now, I did say there was some pretty shitty writing, and there is. There is a quest in which you will find a grandfather looking for his grandson, and you can offer to help him, and if you ask around, you will find this ship captain. The ship captain will know about the boys, and he will charge you 50 gold. Now, let's see what he says when you bribe him that 50 gold. Check the port in, but don't tell the innkeeper I let you in on our secret. He supplies me with some boys from time to time. Now, as soon as I read that, I would like the option to kill this guy, right? I think everybody, we can all agree, this guy goes into a wood chipper, but that would not be period accurate for a fantasy, so we are going to have to just chop him up with our own swords. Now, reading on, he gets them drunk and locks them up for me to haul on board ship. They make good deckhands, some are even eager to go to sea. And I don't have to shell out so much gold to the slavers for a sea hand. So keep your trap shut. I don't want to lose the innkeeper's friendship, but 1 or 2 boys more or less is no skin off my nose. I am a grandfather after all. You softened my steely heart, mate. So you can't kill this guy. I want to kill this guy. I want to kill this guy. Everyone wants to kill this guy. Why can't you? Well, I think part of it is that that takes more doing. There's just more work involved in making it so you can murder this guy. He is an NPC, which allows you to map travel between cities. However, I don't think it's a lot of work to have Hanty the ship captain's name change to James the ship captain and have it be his first mate that replaces him after you rip his head off. Now, the second reason I think a quest like this exists is the excuse of dark fantasy. When you look at the store page, it says dark fantasy. And I think what that means is the writer is depressed, and so will sometimes write really lazy, really depressing, weird shit. Anyway, let's go further in this quest. Let's see what happens when we talk to the innkeeper. So, when you talk to the innkeeper, he admits openly to being a child trafficker. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, this must be from another age when child trafficking wasn't taboo. No. It was always taboo. It has always been bad to kidnap and sell children. Now, going on, he goes, well, one of the boys is already on a ship. The other's in the back, wants to be a sailor real bad. Leave him alone, friend. Nobody's holding him against his will. You know, boys, full of adventure. Insane. Then your only option is to bribe the child trafficker in order to get the kid free. Fucking bonkers. Now, I think the kid does want to be a sailor, but guess what? A child cannot consent to becoming a sailor. They're a child. And the fact that the kid wants to become a sailor just feels like this really uncomfortable fantasy. And I don't think that was intentional. I just want to point out that that's real fucking weird. Then after you pay him, he goes, a soft heart breeds a new fool every minute. So he makes fun of you, he mocks you for freeing the child, and then says, take the boy at the back door, good riddance, there'll be another soon enough. So he's admitting he's gonna keep doing this. He's gonna keep abducting children. And what's the excuse I can't kill him? It's dark fantasy? I'm pretty sure in dark fantasy there's some dark elements, but then you as a dark fantasy hero can skin him alive, can throw him off a building, can burn him alive, and then bribe the guards so they won't arrest you. I understand why you can't just kill this guy, because it would take 3 seconds to code it so that after you kill him, a new innkeeper takes over and introduces himself as Bongar the innkeeper. And then they use the same picture, because all the innkeepers have the same picture, just like the Navy captain. And then that guy can say, I won't ever do something as stupid as abducting kids. That's crazy. Quest solved. It's bad and lazy, but it's worse that it's lazy because of the writing. The only content to the quest is literally conversations, and they're bad. The point of story in a game is to frame the gameplay. If you didn't need story, everyone would just play a calculator. They would go 2 times 2 and then hit equals and equals and equals, and they would see their numbers go up. But you don't do that. You play an RPG where the number is your strength, and you get to see your strength enacted on your environment as you become stronger and stronger, and are able to lift heavier boulders out of your path and help peasants with the strength that can decimate orcs and trolls and ogres. That is why story exists, to make you feel like a hero, to make you a hero. This makes me feel like a weird, weak, sniveling loser who would bribe a child trafficker? What? I would kill them. And to those who would say the writing doesn't matter, you play games for the gameplay, you are kind of right, but you're also kind of wrong. I mean, I certainly played this game a whole bunch because the gameplay was fun enough, and it's an easy game to have on while you're working on other things. That being said, the things you do does affect you. You play a game for hours on end where you're a hero helping people. It's going to put you in a good mood, a good headspace. It's going to make you more confident in life. It's going to make you aspire to work harder to be a better person. When you play a game that forces you to be some degenerate freak, it also is polluting you ever so slightly. When you go on a quest in a game where someone says, oh, please help me, and then you do, and then they say, oh, thank you so much, it puts you in a better headspace than a quest where you're bribing child traffickers who make fun of you. And this is not the only quest that kind of sucks like this, but you get the idea. It is better for writing to inspire you and frame the gameplay in a positive light than it is for writing to just degrade you. And that is why writing is important. If you are immersing yourself in positive writing that makes you feel like a hero, you will go out in the world and be better and feel better. This game has unfortunately failed to do that with the vast majority of the writing, but on the bright side, one of the starter enemies is this, and they look nice, so I guess there's that.